What is up, Fantasy Alarm family? Welcome in.
You can be Sully. I'll be Rocky punching the meat.
You'll be right. I figured that the Sully costume would be dusted off, would be packed away after Halloween this year, but turns out we had one last Monsters Inc. game on the schedule. Who would have guessed? And boy, was that game last night a travesty. What a mess that game was. But hey, you know what? Gutsy performance by Justin Herbert. The Eagles vibes continue to get grosser and grosser, but you know what? Forget all that because we're on to the playoffs. Everybody out there in the chat, welcome on in. Let us know in the chat what's going on with your leagues. Did you make the playoffs? Are you in the consolation? Did you get a bye week? Did you scrap your way in? We're here to help you guys win your leagues. That's what this is all about, and we're here to have fun too, obviously. But Bender, what about you, man? I know you had a couple that came down to the wire.
Dude, there's some crazy stuff going on, man. Crazy stuff happening. So the GST, the Greenwich Street Tavern League, again, a shout out always to Adam Ronas, the commissioner, and Chris Vaccaro, who hosts the draft every year at the Greenwich Street Tavern in New York City. It's a higher stakes league, but there's payouts for first overall. There's payouts for most total points. And then if you make the Super Bowl, you get money. And then if you win the Super Bowl, you get even more money on top of that. Well, as it stood going into week 14, I was pretty much locked for most total points on the season. Like it would have taken a travesty of mishaps, right? Like Tyrod Taylor and Jaden Daniels as your QBs in a super flex league, if that was, like that kind of ugliness there. But, again, I wrote about this in my article in the Weekly Bender. And if you go to my page over at on X or on Facebook at RotoBuzzGuy, I detail the entire story about why you should take those projections. Oh, projected to lose, or projected to lose. Shove them up your ass. Shove them up your ass. Because I was projected to lose. I had McCaffrey on a bye week, Drake May on a bye week. I needed this win. The guy who was tied for best record with me had this tomato can opponent who barely put up any kind of points. So I was like, damn, my back's against the wall here. And I'm an underdog by 62% before the Thursday games happen. JMO pops off for me. CeeDee Lamb does well for him, but I'm now a 64-point underdog, 64% underdog there. And then just watching the games unfold, he had T. Higgins and Bucky Irving. And I mean, it was just he just started to and all of a sudden I just see the green bar on his side just go all the way up, right? Until I think it topped off at 78% going into the Sunday night game. I was a 78% underdog. I had Travis Kelce and Kareem Hunt still to go. He still had Pat Mahomes and Rashee Rice. Was not looking good for me. By the end of it all, when the smoke cleared, I won by 0.4.
Yes. That's it, dude. Forget your projections. Fantasy leagues are won right in here.
There right it is, baby.
With a maybe a little bit up here, but mostly
you gotta want it enough. You gotta want it more.
You didn't want it. You hide behind your projections, and that's what happens, dude. So yeah, fantasy football, what a beast. I mean, and the thing is, I've been doing this for so long. I'm in so many leagues, and still, you get in those situations where you're sweating out leagues. And I was telling my wife yesterday, I was like, this is reminding me why I do this and why we play, because it's so much fun to sweat it out and go up to the wire and finish it off. I mean, for me, I actually set myself up. This is a lesson for everybody out there. If you follow me on Twitter or listen to me on any of the shows here, I just decided, I was like, you know what, Scott Fishbowl, if I'm going to win, I'm going to win on my terms. Super tight end premium. I'm just going to start Elijah Higgins, whatever. He's my guy. Dude, 4 points, literally one catch for no yards. That's how you get 4 points in that super tight end format. Brutal. Any other player, if I just started him, Howard, would have crushed. Dawson Knox, 30 points. Mike Gesicki, 30 points. Chimere Dike scored 20 points. Look, I could not have missed with any player on my bench. and it came down to the cut line, and I had my 2 quarterbacks left. I was like, dude, I'll be fine. I got Jalen Hurts and Justin Herbert tonight. Every possession goes my way, no matter what. Dude, what do these guys do? Bumble around. Bumbling around. Thank goodness. Thank goodness Scott Fish decided to go crazy with the points and had no point. There was no negatives for turnovers, Howard. So I managed.
How many times did we have to listen to that negative 4-point play for Jalen Hurts?
I was like, no. But then somebody reminded me, they're like, dude, there's no points for turnovers. You're fine. And I went and looked, and I just barely made the cut. And guess what? I'm going to start Elijah Higgins again because no, I won't. But it's just a lesson in tinkering. You know what I mean? You got to be careful. Put yourself in a position to succeed. But just real quick, I'll run down some of the leagues that you made the playoffs in, and then we'll jump in and hit the questions on the chat and get everybody in there. I know everybody's got the waiver moves and all that going on. Again, let us know if you guys made the playoffs, what's going on. But Bender, I know you've got some high profile ones.
I do. All right. So the GST league, I'm the number 1 seed, the bye week, lots of in-season money already. I'm number 1 seed in my SiriusXM host league, and I got a bye week there. SiriusXM Music League, I ended up as the number 5 seed. So I'm still in the playoffs. Been texting J1 all morning long, kind of asking him what the hell happened to his team. The Huddle Auction League, number 1 seed and a bye. Independence Day Invitational, number 3 seed. Sports Illustrated, I snuck in as the number 6 seed. I advanced in the Family League playoffs. I won my first round matchup in the Dirty Laundry League. No thanks to Jalen Hurts. Thank you. Appreciate that. And just to show you that it's not all lollipops, rainbows, and sunshine, even though it's mostly lollipops, rainbows, and sunshine, I'm nowhere near the playoffs in the Jam On Fantasy Football League, and I'm going to be relegated again in the FSGA. For the second time in 4 years, I'm going to be relegated from that league. I have to win my way back in again, but let that be a lesson to you people. In a 14-team league, when you're picking on the wheel, you don't go wide receiver, tight end.
You hated that pick the moment you made it.
Brock
Bowers. You hated that Brock Bowers pick the moment you made it.
The moment I made it, I knew I was losing. Knew I was losing. So that's what I got. What about you? I mean, we're in the SiriusXM Music League together. We're not in the same host league, but in the Music League.
Are we in that Music League together? Because I feel like I'm in that Music League and nobody's close, dog. First seed, 350 more points. I know. I just jinxed myself so bad because anyone can win. But I mean, Bender, 350 more points than any of those other guys, which makes it even funnier because it's all that league, folks, is all other hosts from SiriusXM from the music channels. And my team name right up top, number 1 seed, the day the music died. So I'm feeling good about that one. I have a bye week. So the SiriusXM host leagues playoffs started last week, and I had a bye week already. I think I have a matchup this week in that.
Your host league playoffs started already?
Dude, I want to say they did. I swear. They started last week in the 12-team one I'm in.
Wow.
Yeah. For some reason they started last week in that one that I'm in. But I had a bye week there. This week I don't know who I'm going to face. So I don't know. But I'm in that one. I'm doing really well in that one. I made the play. I survived the Scott Fish Bowl. I made the playoffs in Kings Classic, grabbed one of the last couple seeds there, which is nice to represent Fantasy Alarm. Independence Day, dude. I beat Drew Scott to make it in. And my wide receivers are CeeDee Lamb, Puka Nacua, JSN. That team's coming alive at the right time, so I might be all right there. In my hometown league of like 25 years, I got the 1 seed there, which I didn't make the playoffs last year. Everyone's talking trash. They're like, oh, Fantasy Waiver, year, blah, blah, blah. My ass. Well, guess what? I'm back. Dude. So there you go. A bunch of other leagues of whatever, So we're all feeling good. We're looking good. See you guys in the chat. Popping in with the second places. Couple people salty. What are you going to do? Thank you guys for hanging out. Love to have you in here. Let's jump in and hit on some of the questions. Jason Williams Howard was in here way before we even got in here. He wants to know if he should drop Alec Pierce or Jaden Higgins for Juwan Jennings or Wan'Dale Robinson. It's a redraft. It's half PPR. And he also has Mike Evans to activate off IR. So might just be one move if he's going to make a move. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I'm okay dropping Alec Pierce in favor of Juwan Jennings probably. It's half point PPR. I don't necessarily know if Wan'Dale is really the guy who I want to lock in a half-point PPR. But yeah, I think Jennings is, what you'd probably end up doing is you probably end up dropping Jaden Higgins to activate Mike Evans, and then you can drop Alec Pierce and add Jennings. I think that's probably a safe move there.
Yep. Proceed with Jennings and Higgins, and then when it comes down to it, you drop Higgins for Evans, because Evans is going to be a full-time guy when he gets back, we assume. He's probably keeping the cardio up. It's a collarbone, so should be good there. Next one here, Jalen Hurts in one league, and my backup is Jaden Daniels. Should I?
No, he's not.
Both? Yeah, exactly. Should I bench both and pick up Nix, Shadur Sanders, or Aaron Rodgers? I realize it's crazy, but I need that W. I can't go as far as to do Shadur Sanders or Aaron Rodgers. I know Rodgers has a good matchup with Miami, but I would probably just start Jalen Hurts. Bo Nix, though, I think I would at least drop Jaden Daniels for Bo Nix. I think Jaden Daniels should probably be done playing football this year.
Yeah. Agreed on that. Yeah, Bo Nix is definitely, and here's the good thing about getting a guy like Bo Nix and having a guy like Jalen Hurts also fighting for a playoff spot. Bo Nix is fighting, the Broncos are going to fight with the Patriots tooth and nail. They know that they know what the Patriots schedule looks like. They know that they're going to have to, if they want the playoffs to go through Mile High, then they're going to have to win these games. So I think Bo Nix is a solid pickup here in place of Daniels, but you got to stick with Hurts. You got to.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, man. It's like in any given week, he's just got upside. We saw him still willing to run. He threw some balls that A.J. Brown could have made plays on too. I mean, it's just and dude, how about Cooper DeJean yesterday? They're just sorry to jump to the other side, but I mean, like these defensive players were just making great plays, man, punching the ball out. It was a defensive game, so I think Hurts is going to be all right. Raider Dave, member in the chat here. Good morning, all. Hope you did better than Mahomes and Kelsey's 8.1 combined PPR points I got last week in a must win. I mean, dude, that's a bad beat. I feel like, it's a tough matchup, but how do you go away from those guys unless you have other superstars,
Dude, SiriusXM host league, I gotta drop Jacoby Brissett going up against Houston this week and pick up a different QB. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to find somebody that I want.
In that stupid in our Independence Day league where everything's been going against me. I'm way up there in points, but like I almost missed the playoffs with those crazy wide receivers. All year I've been deciding between Drake May and Patrick Mahomes. And of course, during May's bye week, Mahomes plays the damn Texans. Like right. I just can't catch a break in that stupid league. Finally, I was able to sneak in. All right.
Oh, by the way, I got knocked out of, so I'm in this old school fish league, right? Yeah. Like Chris Carota brought me into and competing against Trey and all the some like old school heads there. I sat Jacoby Brissett because I didn't like his matchup against the Rams. Started Tyrod Taylor because I loved his matchup against the Dolphins, and I missed the freaking playoffs because of it.
God damn!
I missed the play. I lost the game, missed the playoffs.
Yeah, I feel like a turd. He just Tyrod Taylor missed the game. That was just tough, man. That's tough. B Bernhard in here. Speaking of Colts fans, pour one out. But hey, maybe Phillip Rivers will be back. That's the rumor right now. That's the rumor. But he wants to know, pick two out of the following PPR: Aaron Jones, Jaden Reed, Alec Pierce, Khalil Shakir. A little early for start sits, but it's our guy, Bernhard. Pick two: Aaron Jones, Jaden Reed, Alec Pierce, Khalil Shakir. I'm starting Aaron Jones. I mean, he played over Jordan. Despite the AC joint, he played over Jordan Mason in every facet of the game. Rundowns, pass downs. I'm going to start him. Matchups are really good moving forward for the Vikings.
I don't even know. I'm looking up. The Bills play the Patriots, so I'm not really that interested in Khalil Shakir, which probably means Jaden Reed. Oh, Jaden Reed against Denver.
That might
but be, I guess with the role that Jaden Reed plays, he's not going to see Surtain, right?
Right. But the thing, the Patriots are running it's a pretty bend, don't break philosophy. I think Shakir might be all right over the middle. They've been letting tight ends and slot guys kind of operate in the middle. I think Shakir will be all right.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he will. Because Jaden Reed,
says use Shakir.
I know, dude. But it's Pierce with Rivers off the couch. Or Jaden Reed, he played his part-time role again. Very annoying. Very annoying. Two Sox here, clinched in the 6th. Hell yeah, let's go. I had a healthy lead, but his team got 150, but I held on thanks to drops by AJ Brown. Yeah, AJ, that dude, those are the toughest ones to sweat out when you're rooting against a player. I'd much rather have my guys in the game. I want to go down on my terms. I hate just sitting there rooting for the game to be bad. But you got lucky, the game sucked. Have Bo and JD5 rostered. Should I drop JD5 for Stroud or Aaron Rodgers? A little nervous about Bo this week versus Houston defense and the elbow hanging on by a string. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm trying to get out of the Jaden Daniels business, man.
You have to get out of the Jaden Daniels business. You have to. I would rather have CJ Stroud going up against Arizona than relying on Aaron Rodgers. I think is Aaron Rodgers. Does he have Miami? Is that the?
Yeah,
it is the matchup there. So
but still Stroud though. I mean, the Arizona is. It doesn't matter where that game is being played. It's in the dome, but Arizona's been easy to throw on. I mean, teams are lighting them up for 40 points most weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely use. Stroud.
Yeah, Rivers, new Colts QB. We'll see, dude. A lot of rumors floating around. Colin Kaepernick said he's available for what.
Yeah, dude. How can we legitimately look at like that's the funny thing, right? He's 44 years old. He turned 44 yesterday. Hasn't taken a snap since 2020. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I mean, I'd much rather sign some other idiot off of somebody else's practice squad.
Anybody, you're right. Just somebody that's been playing football for the last couple of weeks, even in practice. Like anybody, right? If you're running the practice squad, that's like you're doing meaningful reps, So there's guys out there, man. Even I don't even know. I'm trying to think like who could you trust for like one game? Like what's Tim Boyle doing? Like right. I don't even know. Just guys that at least know that are like plugged in. And it blows my mind because I know it's like it's never gonna happen, but it's just crazy to think that like Andrew Luck is 36. You know what I mean? Like 36, dude. So much meaningful football that could have been played. Didn't want to play? That's fine. Salty Bag of Nuts is here. Second place.
Salty?
There you go, Salty. Let's go. Two Sox, half-point waiver, stream at Theo Johnson. Ooh, I like Theo this week. I like, drop Kelsey. I don't know if I'm doing all that, though. Kelsey just faced the toughest defense there is, flat out. Yeah. So I don't think I would drop Kelsey for Theo. I don't think I would do that. Would you do that?
No, I wouldn't do that. Yeah. I wouldn't do that because I'll tell you what, even as much as we love Derwin James and the matchup against Kelsey will be, a classic one. Everybody remembers Derwin James basically body slamming Kelsey. Derwin James in coverage this season has not been great. He's also kind of banged up. He left yesterday's game for a little bit. He came back, but I think, I think Kansas City got embarrassed on Sunday night, and they might not be making it to the playoffs, but I think they want to play spoiler in a major way.
Right. And Dallas Goedert last night just went 8 for 78 or whatever it was against the Chargers.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm sticking there. While we're on it, here's my thoughts on tight end this week. If you're in a waiver situation, go and see if Harold Fannon's there. And it's very odd, Howard. On Sleeper, he's rostered in like 65% of leagues, but on Yahoo, it's under 50%. Like he was dropped in a number of leagues. So check and see if Harold Fannin there. He's been the top target for Shadur every single week. I mean, he was great again this week. Njoku got hurt when he scored his touchdown. So I'm looking there. Theo Johnson, though, is a good ad. We've been picking on Washington all year. We saw what Evan Engram did against Washington. This week, the Vikings tight end scored 3 touchdowns against Washington. Bobby Wagner, good run stuffer, just not good in coverage this year. And then if you need a stream, Isaiah Likely versus the Bengals. I mean, last time he did well against them, even Dawson Knox and Kincaid. I mean, they're just the worst team there's ever been against a tight end ever. So that's on the table. For deeper league stashes, like I'm talking like, deeper league stashes, I'm holding on to Darren Waller. I want to see if he can play a big workload. He gets the Bengals week 16, so I'm trying to hold on there. And then in like real deep leagues, like Scott Fishbowl and those ones, Ben Sennett is going to get an opportunity here potentially with Ertz out. Maybe they do mix and match him and John Bates, and then you get nothing. But John Bates is an inline blocker. He runs like a 4.9 40. He blocks on 30% of his pass plays. And last year when Ertz went into the blue tent, Ben Sennett actually leapfrogged Bates and ran a bunch of routes from a wide receiver spot. So that's about as deep as we're going to go at tight end. Anything else out there? I mean, there's not really too much. Mason Taylor, maybe. The thing with Mason Taylor is he blocks every once in a while. They'll just have him block on a ton of pass plays, you know. So I never know what to do with him. This week he blocked on 1. The week before last he blocked on 10.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, again, without knowing who's quarterbacking the Jets, I don't know. Is it going to be Brady Cook? Because he got hurt also. I just don't think that they, I don't. Fields doesn't want to come back. He'll claim that he's still hurt. Tyrod Taylor, can we just say something here about Tyrod Taylor? This dude played 6 snaps, threw a pick on his 6th snap, and then Forrest Gumped it out of the stadium. Like I don't even know. I didn't even come. Was he sitting on the sidelines at all? I have no idea because, it was crazy.
Colin Kaepernick, come on down, dude. I don't think you guys even have a quarterback.
I don't really care who it is. You just need somebody in there. You need a competent body to end up doing that. Jeez.
I don't even think you guys have anybody on the practice squad. So it would be an outsider.
I don't think we do either.
Yeah. So there you go. Rest of the question is add Eagles D, drop the Bucks. I've kind of been planning to roll with the Bucks in most spots. Eagles are gonna have Raiders here.
Eagles have Raiders. Oh yeah, come on. Against Geno Smith.
Yeah.
At home.
Go there. Geno Smith got banged up too.
Cowboys will sneak in.
Rumors are it might be Kenny Pickett here, dude. So yeah, go do that. Do that move. Add Dart and drop Goff or Baker. Again, Dart has been a great fantasy QB. I think I would do that.
He has, and he's got Washington this coming week. Right. So I'm okay with doing that. Now, I'm not going to drop Baker, not when he's about to get like Mike Evans back.
No. Yeah, drop Goff though. I would do it.
Yeah, Goff has got the Rams this coming week, and then and who's Baker got? Baker's got he's on the short week with Atlanta.
Yeah.
So you end up starting Dart this week, which is a perfectly fine start because Washington's terrible. Sorry, Greg.
I know. Sorry. There's Greg in the chat there. He says he's rolling with Kirk Cousins, JJ, or Shadur. Good luck, buddy. JJ, I kind of don't mind JJ with his schedule. As long as you're aware, like everyone knows what you're doing starting that guy. You know how horrible it can go, but schedule couldn't be better. Including this past week, all 4 teams, bottom 5 defenses in terms of QB matchup. So could do worse than JJ. Are you have any interest in picking up Shadur, Howard?
No, not really. I think it was, can we all remember the fact that it was Tennessee?
Right. Yeah.
Like, I get it. Like he's fine. He's better than Dylan Gabriel. He's fine with the garbage that's over there. But I'm sorry, but a nutless monkey could quarterback a team like the Browns going up against the Tennessee Titans. So I just can't.
We'll have Shadur ranked over like the flat out Cam Wards of the world, but like I would still rather have Tyler Shuck. Tyler Shuck has been willing to run, got a couple 200-yard games under his belt. He had 2 touchdowns this week rushing, which I don't think he's going to do every week, but I'd rather go there. So that's kind of where we're looking. JJ McCarthy, Tyler Shuck as the waiver wire guys. Maybe Mariota if Jaden Daniels is out as a streamer. Maybe.
I think it's a good time to hit your quarterbacks as far as like your streamers and your stashes and stuff like that goes.
I just did, bro.
That was it. All right. Well, then I've got a question here. Who would you prefer? CJ Stroud, Brock Purdy, or JJ McCarthy if you needed a QB this week and those were available?
Oh yeah. I'm going Brock Purdy. I think you got to go with the guy coming off bye fresh. He's like the thing with you get all the points for whatever McCaffrey does in the pass game, which he's basically, a wide receiver 1 in terms of targets. Like I just go with Purdy in a situation like that. You don't got to get crazy. That's what I'm saying is that like, if you're going into the playoffs and it's not a super flex or 2 QB league, you can't be looking any deeper than JJ McCarthy. It would have to be a very strange league where if you have a very weird league that has custom advice that you need, then get into the Fantasy Alarm Discord. And then there you can show us a screenshot and put your whole league information in there and we'll give you custom advice. You know what I mean? Everybody else that's just looking for casual advice, if you're starting anybody lower than JJ McCarthy, then you're in big trouble, brother. So speaking of which, Mojo here, Rivers were the pickup. Super flex, just to block your opponents. I put in a bid for him in Scott Fishbowl just because I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, if somebody just lost Daniel Jones. Say they're, I just don't want anybody getting them. I don't want anybody getting them. So I will do it to block people, but what, you gonna start them? I don't think so, dude.
Yeah, I'm not looking at him at all. We do have another member
Member
that
question.
we
Yeah,
gotta
we have a couple here. So
that
I'll
we
jump
gotta
down, hit the member.
prioritize here.
Yeah,
I don't even want to say this name, but I think it's if the logo is the same, I think that it's Jim Romany. But
it's definitely Jim Romany.
do you want to say the name right now?
Yeah,
I don't
he's
really
a
want to say the
cunt
name.
once. Which is, I mean, it's unless somebody is ripping off Jim Romany's picture, that's Jim. I don't know what's going on with the stupid thing on YouTube where all the handles are changed, but I couldn't even get mine fixed, so I don't know what's going on. 10-team PPR. I have Strange. Should I pick up Fannin or Likely?
Yes, Fannin.
Fannin,
I
man.
mean, Likely's a great play this week too, but Fannin's just. I mean, he's getting all the targets from Shador. He's getting all the looks.
Dialed in. He looks good. Njoku's banged up. I mean, like, conditions are perfect for Fannin. They really are. And he didn't even catch all his passes against that guy, Kevin Winston Jr. this week. He did a couple, but he was all over the place. Contested catches, all sorts of, I mean, he looked good, man. Fannin looks real good. So yeah, for sure.
High hopes in there. Congratulations on making your man smart, woman smarter. Number 2 seed overall, and you got the bye week. Hope. So congratulations on that one.
Hell yeah. Jalen Wright, 100 10 cuff for Achan. Could be the hot hand, could be Ollie. So we actually saw it this week. I went back and I watched that one again and I looked at the data. So Achan says he just fell on the football and that he's going to be fine. I don't think he's got broken ribs, maybe some torn cartilage or whatever. He says he's going to be fine, but we did see Jalen Wright got the bulk of the work there. That's useful information. So now we at least know that if something happens to Achan, it should be Jalen Wright picking up the bulk of the work. If you want to add him as a handcuff, I don't think he's really in that much of a better spot than like Blake Corum or Brian Robinson or any of these other handcuffs. But now we know, now we at least know. So I would focus on that as a spot. Conwood says, see you in the woods.
See you in the woods.
See you in the woods. There you go. Okay, I like that. 10-team PPR playing second round of playoffs, must win to move on. Yeah, I'm going Fannin. I like Fannin there. Strange he's fine. He's got another decent matchup, but Fannin is the focal point, number 1 target on his team. Since Shador Sanders has taken over, he has led the team in routes, targets, receptions, yards, first downs, touchdowns, yards per route run, broken tackles, passer rating while targeted, you name it. Like, he's the guy. So anytime you can get the guy for any team, you got to do it. Got to do it. Back to the top, what to do with Egbuka. I mean, we warned this could happen from the start, right? Dude, this horn keeps hitting my thing here. My whole flow. So we warned this could happen. I mean, like, he is a rookie. For now, you just got to put him in there. The concern is this: what happens if when they bring Mike Evans back, it's Evans and Godwin as full-time players, and Egbuka is now a part-time player? At that stage, you can't be starting that guy. And I think we're getting there where if you have other reliable guys, you got to use him over Egbuka because he's not been delivering. And it's not like it's this week. It's been what, 4 or 5 weeks, Howard, since he's really truly shown us something. So I don't know. I think that moving into the big chair, the Mike Evans chair, it's a harder job. And we see Brian Thomas Jr. struggle with the same thing. That's a difficult role to be the starting split end in this scheme. It's not easy. Fellas, 6-8, just made it out of the cut in the playoffs. Didn't expect to be here, not gonna lie. I feel like I'm playing with house money. Big underdog, but screw the projections, Howard.
Damn right, screw the projections. Damn right. You know what you can do? You can take those projections, you can shove them up your ass.
You're Eli Manning now, man. House money, you're in. And it's now your team chaos, dude, right? It's like if you lose, you're supposed to lose. All the pressure, I feel it in a lot of my leagues, all the pressure is on the top seeds. So hell yeah. And yeah, big Bender year here. Also, I'll tell you, how are you doing in your best balls? I put through in Best Ball Mania like to the next round 28 teams. So we got some teams there. 12 of them have Jonathan Taylor though, so I could be in trouble. Could be in trouble.
Nice. I'm over invested in there's the Beat Bender league, best ball league over at RT Sports. I've got a few that are in first place right now and a few that are in second place right now. I don't know where I'm at in the overall. I always find that I never want to check my best ball until the very end because I don't want to sit there and be like, oh, okay. I got enough to think about with playoff leagues where I have to make roster moves and waiver pickups. Like there's nothing I can do about the other ones. So even throwing like diverting energy away from what matters most right now in season long, can't do it.
So funny you mentioned that. Somebody on Reddit posted, they were like, what can I do to fix my best ball teams? I don't think he understood how the league works. I was like, the only thing you can do this time of year, brother, eggnog, either bourbon or brandy, but lots of it.
That's got a cousin who makes a monster eggnog with lighter fluid, actually.
Oh yeah, that's how you fix your best ball teams this time of year. I just checked Underdog because this is when on Best Ball Mania the top 2 teams go on to the next round. So I just went to see how, and now I'll just sit there and wait until it all settles. Scrap my way in. A lot of scrappers, dude. Jamie in the house. I got crushed in the one league. I forgot to mention I got crushed in the family league this year. I don't think I came in dead last, but pretty damn close. I don't know what happened over there. You guys are too sharp, man. Guy above me lost, and we know the same record. There you go. Leapfrog him.
Wait, where did Jamie? Let me just see. I can't remember if Jamie finished up. I feel like Jamie made the Man Smart, Woman Smarter playoffs as well. Let me go to the playoff bracket. Let me shout out these ladies here because again, this league is just absolutely spectacular. Number 1 seed and the bye week, it's Cheyenne Bailey with Erica Charret. They're sharing a team this season. Hope was the number 2 seed. And we already acknowledged that. So yeah, here we go. Jamie is the number 5 seed. Right. Angie Hadfield's the number 4 seed. Dancing Nancy, she scrapes in here as the points leader of the non-playoff team. She gets in there by that point. And then who is Natural Born Kylers is where's your team? Oh, it's Jen Piacenti. Jen Piacenti squeezes in as the number 3 seed. This league is phenomenal. I don't have any team in here. My wife's in this league. She didn't make the playoffs. But I commissioned this league. And I got to tell you, it's a ton of fun to actually commission a league and not have to care about like making moves or anything like that. I just go in there and I make sure that none of these ladies are cheating or, adding players to their IR that shouldn't be on IR, something like that. So shout out to the Man Smart, Woman Smarter League. You ladies killed it. Sorry, Ann Dunn. Crabs in a bucket did not make the playoffs.
I'm added as a commissioner for all the Boston Scott Fishbowl drafts, and I know I shouldn't, but I pop in there every once in a while to talk trash to like Mike Fiala and like Zach Reed and the Boston.
Dude, I'm connected to that MLB All-Star League. I'm a co-manager for Eric Hinsky's team. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, like Chipper Jones makes a move, and I'm like texting him, and I'm like, "What a terrible pickup!"
Yes, that's it. I love doing that. I was in there being like, I'm like, which one of you idiots dropped Waller to waivers? Just like, just I'm not even in the league. There's a super tight end premium. So yeah, we need more of that. We should have ways for people to just like pop in on chats for funny leagues.
All right. Eric Hinsky, by the way, is going to join the Fantasy Alarm Show on SiriusXM tomorrow to give you the full update.
Come on, dude.
Whoa.
Come on Thursday, man.
Why? He can only do Wednesdays. The kid's got baseball practice on Thursday. Come on, man. You know what? I'll text Chipper. I'll see if Chipper wants to come in because I think Chipper is the number 1 seed, got the bye week. This dude's been the laughing stock of the league for years. I think it's definitely time that we
get on Thursday or Friday. Come on.
All right, I'll ask him.
All right. Yeah, that'd be great. All right. Rico Hubbard or Judkins. Full PPR pick 1.
Rico Hubbard or Judkins. I mean, who does Cleveland play this coming week? The Bears? Yeah. I think I would probably do that because we just don't know exactly what this split is going to be between Rico and Hubbard.
Right. So I would just go with Judkins. He's getting all the early work. Dylan Sampson gets some of the pass work, but I mean, it's too dicey with the Panthers.
You're probably going to use both of them against the Saints anyway, right? They'll probably share that workload against the Saints this week. So yeah. Carolina's going to the playoffs, dude. If Taylor May doesn't wake the hell up.
Carolina's not even like a bad defense. They're really not. And JC Horn's going to be back this week. Like, I think we got to stop clowning on Carolina. Also, I got to stop clowning on the Dolphins. The Dolphins about to mess around and make the playoffs, man. You see that? I mean, they're looking okay. It's crazy. So, crazy league this year. I would love for the Dolphins to make the playoffs instead of like the Chiefs, you know? So, absolutely. Get them in there. Made the playoffs in both my leagues, and one of them is Superflex, which I've never played. There you go. Boom shakalaka.
Nice.
Once you learn how to ride the base bike, you can ride all sorts of tricycles. Well, maybe not like unicycles, but you'll figure it out. Same comment. My first question would be, is it wheels up for Luther Burden even if Rome is back? Dude, the thing about Luther Burden that kind of stinks is that he's not an every down player. Even with Rome Odunze out, Alameda Zakai has played more snaps. I don't know why they're so hesitant to fully unleash this guy, but it keeps him more towards a guy that I like having in my back pocket and using if I have to, versus somebody that like I just want to put in my lineup right away and have him in there every week. Because he's just he's still not fully in a spot where he's going to go out and get 10 targets. Like, it's not even on the menu, right, Howard, if he's not a full-time guy?
Yeah, I mean, I can't say it's wheels up. I mean, he's getting 4 or 5 targets.
Every week. And he's good. He looks good.
And that's fine if that's your wide receiver 3, but I'm not going to he's going to be a matchup-based guy. He's not going to be somebody I'm going to lock in because of that.
And that's the thing is that I look around and it's like for guys that are like rookie stashes or streamers, like Pat Bryant, now that he is the wide receiver 2 over there, he could come out and get peppered with targets one of these games. Jaden Higgins could potentially. And then there's other guys like Devon Vele, right? Like where Vele is the wide receiver 2, and he does have games with 7-8 targets, and he is playing every snap. So I have a hard time going full wheels up on Burden. The window to buy Burden in Dynasty is closing though. So I think that's where I'm trying to
definitely
push the chips and get Burden. So just to hit on my wide receivers this week, I'm looking at my top ads are still Jaden Higgins and Pat Bryant. And honestly, Burden, like in leagues like that, where it's like, okay, let's see if these guys are at least playing. They have a floor. Let's find out what the ceiling can be down the stretch. If you need a streamer, I'm looking at Devon Vele. I'm looking at Keyshawn Butte, who was dropped on his bye in a bunch of places. He's still he leads that team in routes run. He gets the deep targets. Deepest I'd probably go is maybe like a Darius Slayton against Washington, right? Just because of the matchup. Just because he takes the deep shots. And then again with the stashes, it's Higgins, it's Bryant, it's Burden. You don't want to go too much deeper than that in playoffs because, like, what are you really going to do with some of these guys that are like just now getting a role? Are you going to watch one game this week and then start them in the semifinals? It's like the time for stashing guys is kind of over, baby. We're in it now. We're in it. So that's where I live. Anybody else that's really catching you? Bender, are you getting off the Adonai Mitchell roller coaster yet, or what?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I have to get off the Adonai Mitchell roller coaster. It wasn't even much of a roller coaster, right? I mean, again, without any kind of a QB, there's nothing you can do. I mean, and it screwed me again, and that's the funny thing. And I talked about this on the Fantasy Alarm show last night. This was my problem, and this is what fandom gets you. I prefaced saying that I was going to use Tyrod Taylor in Jet stacks and DFS, right? I said that. Every time I mentioned it, the first thing that came out of my mouth was, I know this is a bad move. I know this is not what I'm supposed to do, but I got a feeling and I'm going to use Tyrod Taylor. And look what happened. It blew up in my face. Like, it completely blew up in my face, cost me playoff spots, cost me money in DFS. If it wasn't for Sam Darnold bouncing back this past week, and I told everybody to use him against the Falcons, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have. I would have lost my shirt in DFS.
You know what's great? I mentioned this I was on a guest on Alfredo Brown's show, And I said this. I was like, when I go in and I do my rankings and I do start sits and I answer questions, I'm as unbiased as you can possibly be with all that information. I tell people exactly what they should do based on the data we have. And then I go into my own leagues and I do stupid stuff that no one should do. Just because like I have that in me just like everyone else. And sometimes you want to win the way that you're going to win, but that you want to win a certain way in certain leagues. But for me, like when it comes to the analysis, I try to stay as unbiased as possible because that's kind of the way you should play it. You
Yeah,
really should.
yeah. Listen, I'm very much a do as I say, not as I do.
Right,
Type
exactly.
person.
Like I will do that. I just started Elijah Higgins for no reason, just because I'm like, what if I win if I win the Scott Fish Bowl, which I'm not going to win. There's still 1,500 teams left, but I'm like, if I'm going to win, I'm going to win my way, you know. But for your leagues, I will give you the most unbiased information possible. Locked in one seed, snuck in thanks to Quorum off the waiver wire. He's been one of our top ads last few weeks, top stashes. Bears defense or Minnesota this week. Bears going up against we just mentioned the Browns, and then Minnesota has a good matchup but actually no, it's versus the Cowboys. So that's a good matchup for their offense, not really for their defense though.
Yeah, no, I'll use the Bears defense.
Go with the Bears. Anybody else looking for information on that? Here are my thoughts on defense. The Jaguars versus the Jets are available. Jaguars have put up double-digit points in 4 of the last 5 weeks. That's not a bad play. Jets, we don't even know who the quarterback's going to be. And then the 49ers got dropped in a ton of leagues because they went on bye, and they are facing the Titans. So a strategy of ours all year has been whoever faces the Titans, you use their defense, right? So they're available to you guys as well. Rivers to the practice squad. It's happening, dude. It's happening.
Oh, jeez.
Can't believe you passed that.
People. Don't do it. I'm telling everybody not to do it.
Do you think they made him do like a 3-cone at the physical?
I have no idea.
They had to have made him run. Do you think they made him run like a 40?
They just had a coach just standing there going like this, being like, "Can you throw it through here?
You throw it through there.
You throw it through here."
You're in.
Peppered in the face, just taking shots like haymakers to the face.
Yeah, that's 2 out of 3. All right, you're good.
Philip's like, "Would you stop moving it?" Dude's got like blood coming down his face.
Oh my god, dude! Please mic him up for this game. Oh my god, just seeing him out here going, golly, shoot the 44-year-old Rivers, shoot. Dadgummit. Oh boy, please. What's up, guys? Longtime AFA subscriber here. What's up, Eric? And I'm in a 20-team PPR league. Okay. Just made the playoffs, aiming for my 3rd ship in 15. That's pretty good for a 20-team league. Just lost Ertz, and my options are Chig, Senate, or Sanders, man. I'm going to give it a run with Senate. I think I am. Because, I mean, dude, Chig is really not giving you much. You can't start Jatavian Sanders in his split. It's either Chig or Senate. You should probably start Chig, but I would find a way to get Senate on the bench just to see. What do you think?
I mean, I would have to say I agree with that. I mean, yeah, you're not getting anything out of Chig, and I mean, I'd almost rather have Tommy Tremble than Jatavian Sanders.
It's Sanders has been so. I was gonna say hit or miss, but he's just been miss. Like there's not really been a hit at all. You need injuries to some of those guys. And I meant is like, yeah, because like Gunnar Helm might be a better player than Chig right now. So I just go Senate and just try and shoot the moon, man. What are you gonna lose? You're gonna get 4 points from those other guys. You might as well
what
try.
What could possibly go wrong?
Dude, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's like 4 points or 0, but like what if Senate comes out and gets 9 targets? Possible. Drop Brissett, picked up Jaden Daniels in my home league, gonna lose. SFB, my QBs were Ty God and Danny Dimes and got booted by 8 points. That's tough. We're doing our best. Yeah, we're just, at this stage, whoever's left hanging around, we know a lot of people kind of fall off a little bit once these things end. Bender, did John tell you we tested the limits of the platform on Sunday with the questions we got in? We got so many questions, he was removing them.
Really?
Dude, we got 330 questions.
That's fantastic.
We didn't realize that the comments, once you get a certain number of comments, you lose some. It was crazy, but Hopefully people are still hanging around. Yeah, Sully outfit, baby. Let's go. Monsters Inc. I might have to throw it on tonight. Thanks to Coop's advice of Fannin. Hell yeah. We're a team here. Also, should I spend some fab on Shadur Sanders? I have Stafford be his couple. No. Stafford over Shadur. Can't go that far, right, Bender? You don't want to lose that.
Stafford over Shadur. Come on.
You can bench the MVP of the league at this stage.
Come on, like that's the problem. That's what, like, we're not about, like, start your studs. But when you start overthinking a matchup like that, there are certain guys that you just don't bench, right? And it doesn't matter what the matchup is there. I'm sorry. I would rather go down swinging with Matthew Stafford having a bad game in a tough matchup than to watch Shadur Sanders, like, just completely remind you that he's Shadur Sanders. And it's just,
he's a rookie.
Come on.
I'll tell you
this. Come on, Death Wish.
No, that was Kevin. Kevin.
Come on, Kevin.
Kevin's good, though. I'll tell you this, Kevin. If come week 17, you can bring me another top 10 quarterback, then maybe we start that guy over Stafford against the Texans. I'll give you that. But no Shadur. That's not going to be enough. I got the bye despite putting up 49 points. Scrappy. Now I get the bye and get the prep for week 16. I'm telling you, extra week off. Yeah, it would have been nice if they were able to get Flacco, but they're not going to do that. Do I drop Jaden Daniels? I have Purdy and Brissett too. Is it worth holding Jaden Daniels to block others? Block others from what, bro? No. Block others from picking up Jaden Daniels? Let them. Somebody tricked me into that in the league this week. They dropped Daniel Jones, and I added him, and I started him, and they tore his Achilles. Like, there you go. But look, Howard, High Hope says you look adorable today. Is it the gloves?
Oh, thanks.
Pick 3 for
she was talking about you and your Sully outfit.
Oh, is that what it was?
I think
we both look great. Pick 3 for playoffs. BTJ, Watson, Jalen Warren, Pittman, Rico. I mean, Christian Watson's been the number 1 wide receiver for Toyota-thon quarterback, right?
Yeah.
So he's in. I go to the loony bin with Pittman. And
I'll go to the loony bin with Pittman, and I'll use Jalen Warren.
Yeah. You throw a ball up over them mountains. I mean, Rivers, dude. He's back. Dart Love or Daniels? Dart or Love, Bender?
I mean, this week, jeez, you guys are killing me with the start sits on a Tuesday.
I know.
Like, I understand. Like, I get the fact that, that you guys are antsy about it. But, like, we're still waiting for injury news to stream out from the weekend. Like, there's a number of guys who got hurt. So, I mean, if I'm sitting here and I'm making this decision now.
Dart versus Washington, Love versus Denver. That's the only reason it's a question.
Oh, I mean, but that shouldn't even be a question then. Use Dart.
Use Dart, yeah.
You darted. Washington's got a terrible secondary.
Jets need to call Namath. Yeah. Matty Strauss. Yeah. Hey, speaking of Matty Strauss in the house.
Oh, speaking of Matty Strauss.
You want to get your hands on one of these puppies, you got to win the dang leg, folks. And what better gift to get for you potentially, but for everybody else? If you made the playoffs, now is the best time to get a chain because you can go to the league and say, hey, I bought this for everybody, but you have better odds of getting it than everybody else. So if you want to get in, go to usasportsfanchains.com. Use promo code ALARM. They'll give you 5% off. Hit that QR code there. I mean, these things are the perfect weight. Not too heavy, but they're nice and solid. Built right here in the USA. Making you feel – I mean, dude, that's the thing is that the swag, when you put one of these on, man, it takes you to another level. It takes you to another level. So go get set up now.
Plus,
get it for yourself, for your whole league.
Get it for your league. Pass it around for the champion, but they also have an I suck at fantasy football chain as well. Hand that to your league loser, right? On the draft next season, or just make sure that he's got to throw some punishment down that he's got to wear it in public for a week after the season ends, whatever the case may be. And that way you can wear yours here. So again, zap that QR code to get one, or go to fantasyalarm.com/USA chains. All right. And use the promo code ALARM when you place your order. They'll give you a 5% discount plus first 1,300 orders, no tax. So it basically comes out to like a 10 to 12% discount overall on there. That's fantasyalarm.com/USA chains. And we got different styles too. Go check out the website. Go look at them. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
They rock, dude. They rock.
Right? I would be ordering some of these for the leagues that I commission, right? Dirty Laundry League's going to get one. Man Smart Woman Smarter's going to get one. So you guys just jump in on that action for sure.
Hell yeah. Looking at it, defenses, I'm not looking much farther than that first one if you can add them. If you can add Chiefs versus the Titans, I already stashed them in one league where I plan to use them myself for that first matchup there. My Patriots are playing the Ravens and Bills. I'm on bye, and then I'm going to use the Chiefs. That's my plan, so that's what I would do too. Would you stream Likely over Juwan? I would not. Juwan has just been too reliable in any sort of PPR, so I'm sticking with that. Tracy or Judkins? Tracy says he's fine coming up this hip pointer. Guys say they're fine all the time, and then they're not fine, though. So, I don't know. I think I just stick with Judkins.
Yeah, I think you need to stick with Judkins as well.
Lave or Jennings?
I mean, Olave against Carolina, Jennings against Tennessee.
JC Horn's supposed to be back.
So, there you go. I think we got our answer.
Yeah. What do you advise?
Again, folks, please. And here's the thing. I don't want you asking the same questions over the next 2 days.
Right.
Like, this is another reason why I don't normally like taking start sits on a Tuesday. Because you know why? Because your news is going to break tonight and tomorrow morning. And what are you going to do? You're going to come back here and you're going to ask the exact same question. Then you're going to come back and you're going to ask it a third time on Thursday.
Mm-hmm,
so try to refrain from the start sits.
Yeah,
let's talk about the matchups. We can, I'd much rather discuss matchups with you. If you want to talk about certain players and what they've got going on, sure. But again, this is just a terrible time. We've spent all season long preaching to you about getting all the information before making your start sits. And you guys have been phenomenal about it. But then all of a sudden the playoffs happen and suddenly you think you have to set your lineup on a Tuesday.
Right. Yeah.
So what's that?
We're going to skip those. I'm going to go through and we're going to hit the waiver questions here. And then don't worry, we're going to be back tomorrow, next 2 days, hitting start sits for you guys. This one's a waiver question.
I just want to pop in here and just say, give me some likes for Laney.
We need them.
And Daddy and Uncle Howie.
We need them. We need all
Uncle Howie.
Hit that.
That sounds weird.
Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Weird. Awkwardly
that's
long
weird.
hugs. Yeah, that's weird. Hit us with a like. Hit us with the subscribe, and do yourself a favor. Put those notifications on. That way you don't miss any of these shows. You don't miss the start sit shows. So this one is a waiver question. Rams D, very good defense, but they're facing the Lions. 55-point over under. Would you drop them for the Jags and commit to streaming rest of the way?
I mean, it's tough to see who's available on your waiver wire right now. I'll say this. If you've got a wide receiver who's never going to crack your starting lineup, like let's say you've got Adonai Mitchell or John Mechie sitting on your team right now, I would almost rather drop a lame duck sixth wide receiver on my roster and add the second defense just to hold the Rams for later on. I'm happy to add the Jags for the Jets, but I don't want to give up the Rams defense.
Right. Plus the Jags going to face the Broncos next week after that, but then they get the Colts who could be starting a weird quarterback. So that's where we're going on that one. But yeah, in a lot of my leagues now, I have a lot of spots with two defenses, two quarterbacks, whatever I got to do. Let's see. Starting Marks rest of the season over Walker. Yeah, I mean, especially Chubb got banged up. That's not crazy. Currently have McPherson. Would you drop him for Borey Gallis? Drop McPherson for Borey Gallis from the Patriots. Mevis from the Rams or Pinheiro from the 49ers. Pinheiro, Eddie Pinheiro is my number one ad this week. He's back from injury, and he just so happens to get a matchup this week against
the Titans.
So I'm going with him. I also like Mevis as well. So if you got to go that way, you go that way. Should I pick up Purdy off waivers this week?
Yeah.
With Lamar and Brissett. Would you drop Brissett?
I would drop Brissett. Brissett's got a kind of a tough schedule coming up here the rest of the way, including it's Houston this week. You're never going to start him against Houston, right? And then you've got the Falcons, The Bengals is not a bad matchup for
Bengals
the
good
final
matchup.
week of the season. The Bengals is a good matchup for him there. But, I mean, I think Purdy's in a much better spot right now because you're also looking at San Francisco sitting at 9-4. They have a chance if the Rams stumble, if the Seahawks stumble at all, like the 49ers could move into the division lead and improve their seeding. As it is right now, they're in the playoffs at like the 7th seed or the 6th or 7th seed. So, I mean, I would definitely be interested in that. Again, this is a great time to clean up your roster. Get rid of the dead weight. Stop with I hope this guy's going to make it, finally turn his season around. Like a guy like Luther Burden. Oh, is he going to finally turn his season around? If he's your 6th wide receiver, find a player that's actually more usable for you.
Mm-hmm. Fully agree. Outdoor Dan's out there, finally got some Wi-Fi. Says should he drop Kincaid or Henry for Fan? You're not going to use Henry this week.
What's that?
I wouldn't use Henry against the Bills, but I don't know if I would drop. I think I would just keep those two guys you got.
Yeah, I think you're okay there. I like Fannin, but I think you're okay with Kincaid and Henry.
Yeah, a lot of start sits going on here. Here's one. Drop Alec Pierce or Jaden Higgins for Juwan. We hit that one at the top of the show.
Yeah, we hit that at the top of the show.
Rest of season, Myers or Diggs? That's kind of a very close question.
It is a close question.
I'm going Diggs, though.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
A lot more start sits. We are going to get to some start sits. All week we're going to hit them. Don't worry about that, folks. We just want to make sure we get the waiver questions in because waivers run tonight. Just tons of start sits.
That's
also a start sit.
Guys, you gotta just kind of chill out a little bit here. Like that's all. I'm just
was wild. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's a good thing that it's 2 minutes left in this show, so we can.
We do bounce start sits off each other for sure. Usually, like before shows, we'll be like, "Hey, what do you think about this one?" Here's one is DJ Moore. Okay, here we go. Drop DJ Moore for Pat Bryant.
Drop DJ Moore for Pat Bryant. No, I can't do that.
Or Roma Dunze. I think I'll drop him for a Dunze. I mean, Moore is just. This was his time to shine. He gave me nothing.
Yeah, I gave you this one here. Do you like Juwan's matchup this week more than Theo Johnson's?
I don't like the matchup better, but I just like the player better. So, like, I like the matchup for Theo Johnson. The matchup for Juwan is kind of neutral. The thing is with the Panthers, when JC Horn back, it's kind of a plus for Juwan because he's not going to cover Juwan. He's going to cover Olave and Dele. So, I'm going Juwan over Theo this week. Right. What about Theo Johnson? He's been strictly hypothetical. Right? It's like we keep saying that he's going to do something. When is he going to do it? This week, I hope.
Raider Dave member question here. Having Kelsey, would you stick with him or put a waiver claim in for Waller, Fannin, Theo Johnson, or any other to look at? I mean, I would put in the claim for Fannin, but I'm not dropping Kelsey.
Yeah, don't drop Kelsey. Drop somebody else to add Fannin and have them both, but I'm probably still going to start Kelsey this week. Yeah. Kelsey just faced a bottom 3 matchup for tight ends. There are plenty of tight ends that have done terrible against the Texans, the Bills, the Eagles. It happens, but you're not facing them every week. So just got to get over last week, move on to this week.
Yeah.
Last one here. Drop Andrews for Loveland for the stretch run. I think I would rather would rather just start Andrews this week against the Bengals.
Yeah, right. Against the Bengals, Andrews and Likely are going to be in.
Both on the table. They're both on the table. So thank you guys. Sorry we're cranky about the start sits, but we're going to get to all of that stuff
It's not that we're cranky. It's, again, I have to reiterate this. And somebody can be like, let Howard yell or anything like that. It's not about that. You got here with a certain process. Why change the process now when it's at its most important time? That's all I'm saying to you. I get that you're antsy. I get that you want to, you want to stare at your lineup 72 times a day, every day until the Thursday game starts off. But I'm begging you people. Don't change up your process. Don't overthink it. All right. We're here to guide you, and we will guide you over the next couple of days to make sure that you have everything that you need. but don't go screwing yourself over by getting too antsy about it. Don't make decisions without having all of the information. If there's anything that I can say, like answering start sits, rapid fire, whatever, that's just spoon feeding you the answers. That's not our goal. Our goal is to help you become better fantasy players overall. And to do that, you have to make sure that you have all the information at hand, not just, I won my matchup last night. I'm going to the playoffs. Now I got to set my lineup today. It doesn't work like that.
Doesn't work like that. And again, this time of year, more than any, there were fewer practices. Some of these teams don't even have to have a padded practice this week. In fact, you're required to have at least one week down the stretch where there's no padded practices. So we're not even going to get like a ton of the info we usually get. So here's what we're going to do on the show. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock, we're going to come in and we're going to help everybody out with some DFS stuff. We're really going to lean onto that a little bit just because some people are eliminated, but they still love football and they love hanging out with us. So we're going to help people out with some DFS. We are going to do some start sits. And then on Thursday, big time start sits all day long from 1 to 2 here, pure start sits. Then from 6 to 7 on this channel as well with Iggy and John, start sits. And then on Sunday morning on this channel, 11 to noon, start sits. And we did 300 of them last week. There will be fewer because a bunch of people got the axe. So don't worry, folks. We're going to get you guys taken care of. And if you want to jump the line and make sure that you get your stuff in and you want to get in as early as possible, well, go to the Discord. Become a Fantasy Line member. Go to the Discord now and ask the questions in there. Go to Coop's Corner. Ask me directly. Members, of course, of Fantasy Alarm get special treatment. So
you got this QR code right up here. All right. FantasyAlarm.com/YouTube. All right. It'll auto-populate the promo code YT50. It'll give you 50% off your first month. So less than $20 for your first month's worth of work here. And we'll guide you guys through everything. In the meantime, Coop, any final thoughts here?
Yeah, I've been meaning to tell everybody this.
Adios, turd nuggets.